Hey, welcome to my channel. So glad you stopped by. Today we're going to be looking at some disturbing and strange videos that's going to have you questioning reality. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. However, before I begin, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe anything you see in these videos. Do your own research. Let's begin.
We've got a brand new Mandela effect. I'm about to open up a rabbit hole so deep that when you go looking for the answer, it simply does not exist. I'm going to ask you two simple questions so we can establish what we know as fact. We can all agree that this is our beloved Yosemite Sam from the Bugs Bunny cartoons. Yeah, this guy. We all remember his catchphrase. What in tarnations?
Right?
Nope. He never said it. So here's the rabbit hole. Most of us only know that word because of Yosemite Sam. In fact, there's a guy over on Reddit that's doing a project on this very thing, and he's like, I can't even find a clip of him saying that. Can somebody help me? Then if we head over to Google and type in, did Yosemite Sam ever say what in tarnation? Nope, he never said it. Guarantee if you start looking in the comments right about now, those of us that watch Bugs Bunny growing up, or Looney Tunes, we're all going to be confused on this one. Did know he said that rackin' frackin' rabbit, but
Yeah.
what in tarnations? Sorry guys, he never said it.
Okay. I see we starting off like that. Y'all guys remember what happened? You can know if he said it or not. Leave it in the comments below.
When black people hear a weird noise in the house.
Oh yeah, we freeze and we wait for any sound.
Artificial steaks are already a reality. Using a 3D printer, they print lab-grown steaks that are almost indistinguishable from meat in appearance, texture, and taste.
Now we just did a video about the food, the fake food that they putting out in the supermarkets and stores. Check my video out, not the food. How many people hungry?
While the entire world is distracted with protests, war, things that don't matter. I want to know what in the world is in the Grand Canyon. I want to know what's in these spots that as soon as someone gets close to them, a black helicopter appears out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to know, wink wink, what does mercury and gold in that part of the Grand Canyon, wink wink, what does that mean?
What does that
So,
mean?
if this world was honest, maybe they would let you go beyond these points in the Grand Canyon that are off limit, and you'll see exactly why I said mercury and gold. Do your research. I'm out.
So what do you guys think? I mean, a large portion of the Grand Canyon is off limits. Why doesn't the government want us to go there? What are they hiding? We will do a video on that.
All right, I really need y'all to sit with this one because this is way bigger than most people even realize. CERN is not just some particle collider, okay? What CERN is doing is bending space, time, and dimensions. They're just looking for particles. They're testing access points, trying to open dimensional doorways, portals. This is where it gets deeper. The reason you feel like time has been off since like at least like 2020, the reason things feel like glitchy, heavy, distorted, is because multiple timelines are bleeding together. The Mandela effect, that is just one symptom of this. Objects changing, memories flipping, events happening differently, that's not your imagination. That's reality folding in on itself. And they know that. That's why you're seeing global elite governments and secret tech companies scrambling behind the scenes. They're trying to reset the timeline.
Reset.
But every reset is destabilizing the original design even more. Now, here's where people get scared to even say this. CERN ain't the first to do this. Our ancestors talked about ancient stargates. The Tower of Babel, that wasn't about a tower. It was about opening a dimensional portal to reach realms they weren't even supposed to touch. Same game,
Realms.
different air. But what they refuse to accept is this. You can't outrun universal law. You
Facts.
don't open doors without consequence.
True.
Everything you pull through comes through with energetic debt. And that's why people are seeing a surge in anxiety, depression, spiritual attacks, weird dreams, pressure headaches, insomnia.
Yeah, there's some weird energy going around, guys. Y'all feel it? Something just don't feel right, don't feel the same. Let's keep going.
Your soul feels the war happening outside of the physical. But listen closely. They can bend reality for a moment, but they can't rewrite prophecy. The end was written before the beginning even started. No amount of technology can override divine law. And they know that. And they're running out of time. So if you feel crazy, off balance, or like reality feels different, you ain't crazy. You are woke, okay? And the more they spin that collider, the closer we get to the collapse of this manipulated system. Pay attention, because it's all connected.
Is this a simulation? Matrix? What is really going on?
It took me 28 years to realize something crazy in Snow White.
Snow White, huh? What's the dark history here?
We all know the story of Snow White, who falls into a coma after biting the poisonous apple.
Okay.
And in the end, the love's first kiss wakes her up. At
That was
least
the
this
story.
is what we've always believed.
That's what they
until
told
now.
us.
Check this out.
What?
In the movie, we are presented with the words so beautiful, even in death, hinting at her actually dying at the
So
end.
beautiful. Okay.
Think about it. Snow White and the prince say goodbye to the dwarfs rather
Yeah.
than bring them along, because they're
Oh.
going somewhere the
Oh.
living can't follow.
Goodbye.
That's why the castle is surrounded by clouds and a golden light, as it actually
Oh, wow.
represents heaven. So this means the prince was never a prince, but her guardian angel. And
What
Snow
y'all
White
think?
never actually woke up.
What do
Child
y'all
of the
think?
wind.
Does that give you a new spin on Snow White?
While everybody's locked in on war headlines, military parades, and world drama, Texas just flipped the whole game. Operation Soteria Shield. Have you heard of it? I know you haven't because the media been silent about it. But here's what really went down. 244 child sex offenders arrested, 109 children rescued. Let that sink in. This wasn't no small time thing. It was a massive months-long sting. 70 different law enforcement units, plus the FBI, all moving like shadows. And the crazy part, these predators weren't just sliding in DMs. They was creeping through online games, group chats, and even apps that your little cousin probably got on their phone. A whole network of evil just got exposed. And nobody's talking about it. And y'all worried about the shit that's going on overseas, but this right here, this was on US soil in real time with real kids. That's not just a bust, that's a rescue mission. And the shit should have been talked about everywhere. So say it
For
loud.
sure.
109 kids are safe today because some people are still out here doing the work, even when the cameras ain't rolling. So look, y'all, stay aware, protect your people, and don't let these fucking headlines distract you from the real war, the one for our children.
That's a very important message. Parents need to know what their kids are into, what they're watching, because I just got a news flash that somebody's child is missing and they're looking for them. So please stay in touch with your kids, stay involved in their life. Oh, by the way, if you like the content I'm bringing you, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We're on our way to 1,000, and join the fam. Let's back to the video. I'm going to pause it so y'all can read this. Matter of fact, let me read it to you. Pepsi and Coke can't even be in the same restaurant together. And we want world peace. Think about that. Crazy world.
So now you're telling me that there's an underground city below Los Angeles that's been there for God knows how long, called Subtropolis?
Subtropolis.
I'm sorry, what?
Never heard
I've
of
never
it.
heard of such a thing, but I just saw a video today, and now my mind is blown because I've been obsessing over the fires and all the random information that I'm getting from people that live there, from the news, from TikTok.
We got to remember, y'all, AI is advancing at a rapid pace, so not everything you see is real. But not everything you see is not real, if you follow what I'm saying.
A lot of things, in my mind, don't add up with these fires. And I'm sure a lot of you agree with me. I've heard some theories, some a little way over here, but they also make sense. Some way over here, but those also make sense too. So there's an underground city. And the video, if you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. If you
I'm going to have to find this video.
Now it's called, it was called Subtropolis.
Subtropolis.
But they keep it was giving Raiders of the Lost Ark vibe. That's the only way I can describe it. Like,
y'all, since when did it become normal for clouds to be low enough to touch the top of cruise ships in the middle of the ocean? This is this lady's first time from New Orleans on a cruise ship, and she see this cloud coming at him like a giant wave.
This cloud look like some kind of horror movie.
Now, y'all tell me, if y'all was on a cruise ship and you see clouds that look like your cruise ship can run through, how would you react? What would you do? What would be your thoughts?
The way she said it, right, it made me laugh. It's just the accent though, but check what is going on. Let me show you what the sky's been doing, y'all. We're definitely in a different world because never have I ever seen the sky look like this. Look at this, New Mexico. What level is this? What level is this? I want to know. What is the sun doing? Look at this. Look at the sun right there, y'all. How is the sun right here, but there's many lights up here? What is going on here? What is powering this thing, y'all? This looks like some type of Nikola Tesla type cloud, y'all. Am I tripping? Look at this. It's flashing. And now we're going to take it to the craziest weather attracting state known as Texas. What are these clouds doing, y'all? Look at this. It looks like these clouds are spawning from another dimension and entering ours. This is all in Texas. Look at the light. Where is this light coming from? The sun don't even shine that type of color. And then the clouds are literally touching the buildings and the trees. This is still Texas, y'all.
That's
the
wild.
clouds are actually walking. So the clouds are walking.
I don't know about the walking part.
This? People were amazed by trees walking. Aren't you amazed by the clouds walking? Look at this. Now let me show you what's going on in Georgia. Look at this shelf cloud over here, y'all. This thing is not even moving. It's still. Look at this. People are saying this is not normal weather. Georgia has never experienced this before. What would you do if you were about to get on a plane and you look outside your window and you seen this? What would you do?
Get off.
Is this why planes are falling out of the sky? The whole atmosphere has changed, y'all. Can y'all feel it in the air?
Something's
Let me know
different.
what you guys think. Y'all, man, what's going on with the planet, y'all? We're changing. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
That's what y'all think.
want to know why Appalachia is so scary? Watch this. I'm not just going to show you one thing, I'm going to show you two. One of the most common questions I get asked all the time, being from Appalachia.
I had to put this in it
scary?
because I did it in my last video,
I
but
have two
this
different
video is
clips today,
crazy. I
and I
just,
want you to tell me in the comments what you think.
and there's no
The first
AI.
one, many believe is something more like a ghost, and by ghost I mean demon. The second one looks more like a cryptid, a dog man, Bigfoot. Tell me what you think in the comments. Check this out.
Look at that, y'all. Look at the movements. Look at this one here. They're going to show it a little slow. You can see legs, arms. It's upright. It's bipedal. But the head part is what get me. I don't know if it's like a cone head or is it like a dog or a wolf-like head. What do y'all think? Cap or
Breaking
real?
news, folks. You're going to want to hear this. While everyone is concerning themselves with attacking the black community for saying they want to.
Okay, hold on, baby. Breaking news. Supercomputer emitting 2,000 tons of poison into the black community of Memphis. 99,000 black Americans. I hate the word black. I do hate that they misclassified us 100 times. Oh, we gonna get into that for those that care.
To focus on their own issues, and while still finding the time to protest ICE. About 99,000 black Americans are being poisoned instead of deported in my home state of Tennessee and the city
Not
of
just Memphis.
You see, folks, Elon Musk built a supercomputer in the south side of Memphis, which is made up of densely populated black American neighborhoods with median income of about
Imagine the
$55,000
radiation coming from that.
annually, making them an underprivileged area, which, needless to say, is why Elon Musk chose that area to build this supercomputer that is releasing about 2,000 tons of nitrogen oxide.
I would like to know what the source of your information
acres
is.
of land to build a second supercomputer about 10 miles from the first. The reason this is dangerous, folks, is that the south side of Memphis is known for having issues such as heart disease, lung failure, asthma, which is common among underdeveloped and underprivileged black neighborhoods. Nitrogen oxide in that amount is the equivalent of tens of thousands of car emissions, which of course will exacerbate the conditions of the black residents there, causing asthma attacks, heart issues, and also childhood developmental issues, meaning that this is affecting pregnant women as well, and will no doubt increase birth defects. And again, those 2,000 tons of nitrogen oxide emissions are only coming from the one supercomputer that is complete. So given that Elon Musk acquired 1 million acres of land 10 minutes away from the first supercomputer, it is not unreasonable to conclude
1
that
million
it will have
acres.
dangerous
Think about
nitrogen
that.
oxide gases emitted into the air, which probably will not make the area
He bought a
healthier.
town.
They kept the residents very much in the dark about these developments until they were already built. Again, something that's not uncommon for black people to experience.
Because we don't
This is
question what
called
goes
a
on.
genocide. But I encourage you, black Americans, to not focus on this issue. You have no right to sit this out with the anti-ICE protest. You need to be out there, and you need to ignore the
And
black
this is where I
community,
disagree
because
with
I'm
her.
sure that the Hispanics,
How do y'all
Mexicans,
feel?
etc., will speak up about this and other issues
Oh,
that are
no, they
harming
won't.
the black community. Just because we're
Mm.
dying and being poisoned, arrested, beaten, etc.
Okay, I do have to interrupt there. I'm not sure how you guys feel, but has protesting resolved anything? And have anybody noticed when these protests are being set up, random piles of bricks, center blocks, are being left on corners. I'm just saying. And it only gets violent when people like me get involved. There was a protest here in my home city. Couple of police, no violence, no incidents. Be careful what they're trying to do. There is an agenda out there to divide the country, but it's not on Democrats and it's not on Republicans. It's on you to use your critical thinking. Don't just listen to one side or one party. Find out what both sides is about. And don't find out what the other side is about by the party that you consider yourself a part of. Use your... Okay, let me get off of that. Let's get back into the video, y'all. My apologies.
That does not mean that you should prioritize your own safety, well-being, and
you better prioritize your own safety.
You should be focused on everyone that isn't black, and they'll
double
back later to help us out.
You should be focused on. Don't use color, baby. You're using color because now you're perpetrating that same message.
Stay tuned.
I apologize.
Crystal Black signing off.
Crystal Black, we just disagree on some areas, but some areas we do. Let's keep going.
I keep telling y'all, stop playing with these paranormal beings. You're going to find yourself in a mental hospital.
What?
Or something worse. You're going to find yourself in the afterlife.
Wait a minute. What is this? Utah woman who spotted a gnome in her backyard is about to find out duendes are evil. So is it a gnome or a duende? What's the difference between the two?
In Utah, whose family seen the duende in the yard, did an update. And in this update, she says she did research on what a duende is.
Okay.
It's not a gnome.
What is
She
it?
understands that it is an evil being. But what does she do? She continues to entice this being. That is
Dumb.
the wrong thing to do. Now,
Dumb.
for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, let me run the story back real fast.
Go ahead.
The family, mother, father, and son moved from Vegas to Utah.
Utah?
In Utah, they cooking out in their backyard. And
Good
the
food.
son and the father see a gnome running around.
What the hell?
A gnome, a small person, but it's really not a gnome. It's a duende.
Duende.
Mom/wife, she can't see it because she's not spiritually in tune.
She's
She
blind.
wants to see it. What does she do? She sets out offerings for it.
So she's picking
She
with
set
it.
out a basketball. Go out for the day.
A basketball for a
The
duende.
pennies in the basketball that she set up was in a different order. The pennies were stacked on top of each other, and the basketball was gone.
Could have been
I
a
know lot of
kid.
you probably saying that that's not real, but y'all better pay attention. Now on to the update. So
Go
what
ahead.
happens now? She puts cameras in her yard, and she puts out more offerings. After she reads up and
Are you gonna show us the video, buddy? Or are you gonna tell me to go look it up?
finds out that this thing allegedly is an evil paranormal being. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you go look it up. Go look
Yep,
up duende.
there it is.
And see exactly what you see. She also found out that people in Utah, in her neighborhood, in her area, have seen duendes. Knowing what this thing can do, knowing how possessive this thing is, knowing how powerful this thing is, she still wants to entice this thing. She laid out elves. She even laid out an elf house.
Oh, wow.
For this thing to continuously come back to her.
She's really
She got
trying.
information on this thing. I'm gonna tell y'all a story, but I'm not gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna do another video about
You're pretty
a story
good with your stories,
about a
buddy.
duende that allegedly took someone's, let's just say their family found out that being involved with a duende is not a good thing. I'm out.
What do you guys think? The duendes are real? One of those, what do they call them? Urban legends. We gotta find out. We're gonna look into duendes. Cryptids.
So they coming up with a new prison that allows inmates to serve years of their sentence in just a matter of minutes. So the
It's not bad enough that they're building more prisons than they are schools. But they're now building prisons or creating prisons within your own mind? So you can serve years within minutes? Oh, we gonna see what she's talking about, y'all.
Criminals is gonna have a choice to spend tens of years behind bars, or they can make the choice to get the artificial memory implanted into their brain.
What? Artificial memory implanted. That's what you're gonna. Yo, that sounds super sci-fi. I guess we're gonna put a memory of you're a baker. So now all you know is yourself as a baker, or you're a plumber, or you're a carpenter. Ooh, what is this? This is
So this process is called Cognify. And the intent of it is to treat the criminal like a patient. They're gonna try to change the person's brain chemistry. After this process, when they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed, and they won't even
Sci-fi.
be capable of committing any other crime. The chip can make the
What is the name of that movie? Oh, there's a movie that has something like this. Oh, man. Listen, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, a lot of those old sci-fi and horror and adventure shows, movies, they weren't just for entertainment. Because a lot of that stuff that they showed back in the 70s, 80s, we're walking and living it right now. The memory implant. This is diabolical.
patient feel empathetic. Depending on the severity of the crime, the chip can also make you feel the emotional and physical pain of the victim and the family members.
Okay, well, hold on. If you're going to change their memory to make them, quote unquote, not be a criminal, isn't that punishment enough? Now you want to inflict. Wait a minute, but if you change their memory, they're not going to be committing no crime. So why would you have that aspect added on as additional torture?
You can feel what they felt. So the process only takes about 7 minutes. But to the patient, it seemed like it had been years. Last year, the U.S. government spent $8.7 billion taxpayers' dollars
Billion.
on the prison. They say with this new prison, they can save money for health care, education. Also, they feel that it will be so many.
Question, if this is really possible, if this is something that they're trying to do, they're seeking to do, they probably tested it out already on unsuspected victims, where would it stop? Would it just be for prisoners, or would they start using this to pretty much enhance themselves? You know, like in the Matrix when Neo was in that seat and they download the programs into him, and then he instantly became a martial art expert. Man, the rabbit hole keeps going. Y'all, I tell you, we're living in a crazy time. You gotta be on your P's and Q's. I mean, y'all see what's going on in the world. Let's try to stay safe. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. If you like the video and the content, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And I will see you next time.